What is up, everybody? It's Reverse here today, and we're gonna talk about Capcom's newest announcement for the Resident Evil 4 remake game. And pretty much the news is that this game has been in development for all the modern systems: Xbox Series, PS5, Xbox Series console, and PS5. But it's also being developed for last gen systems as well, the PS4 only. So a lot of people are not too happy about this because they say that this is holding back next generation. They should have just made this next gen, well, current gen only game right here. So a lot of people are not happy about this. It was like, I remember like when the consoles first released, these consoles first released, people were saying that the Xbox Series S was a weak console. It was gonna hold back this current generation because they got a develop for this weaker system than the PS5 and Xbox Series X. But it turns out to be that a lot of these companies are actually developing for the PS4 still. Sony is still selling the PS4 still, so they got to develop for this 2013, 2014 hardware in 2022, almost a decade old at this point. Kind of insane that we're still developing for that. So, kind of seems that the PS4 is holding back this current generation, if you want to be honest about it. So, I mean, I guess people got a right to be mad about this, but it's like if you got a next generation system, I'm pretty sure it's gonna look just fine on those systems. But a lot of people are not too happy about this. So let's see what people got to say about this right here. Jim Bryan is holding this gen back with the PS4. Then again, if I don't, the PS4 did sell like 130 plus million copies. A lot of those people don't have a PS5 yet, so that is a huge market base. If I want to play devil's advocate, that is a huge market base. They probably want to miss sales out on. So I kind of see why they're doing it, why Capcom is doing it, because there's a lot of money there to be made. So Resident Evil 4 remakes exist on a platform. The original also exists on natively. This should get the same backlash the Last of Us remake got. I guess that kind of good his point is, but I don't think most people really care like that, to be honest. I think more people just honestly shot this is even on PS4 to begin with. Like, it's just bizarre right there. Wonder if Sony pushed Capcom to do this. Looks like something that Sony would do. Xbox One is very weak. Maybe that's the reason. I like this deflection to the Xbox One. That's like most people probably got Xbox Series X or S at this point. Like that was really available, so I can see why people would probably move over from that. But the deflection is just a bizarre one right here. Weird. I can't imagine last gen would run this game very well, but who knows? Village scaled pretty well. Still, this must be a partnership thing, if anything. Can you imagine playing this new game on that on a base model PS4? I wouldn't even want to do that. The PS4 is probably gonna definitely sound like a jet engine at that point. I wouldn't even try that at that point. It's probably like 20 frames per second. I wouldn't want to play it on that old technology right there. The Xbox One was quite the embarrassment of console technology. What does that have to do with what the conversation have to do with right now? What is with this deflection? They don't deal with the issue of why this is playing on PS4 still, but we want to talk about the original Xbox One. Like, okay. Waste of time and resources should be next gen only. There's no need for the PS4 to hold this game back. Once again, deflection. They can't talk about the current thing without talking about Xbox. Just interesting. Yeah, pretty much. The PS4 sounds like some the plain jet engines. Yeah, probably because of the PS4's install base compared to the Xbox One's install base. This one of Xbox is big, though apparently not big enough so they don't waste resources. I've seen other developers doing the same. Xbox One users are left behind, but that's what it is, sadly. I mean, are Xbox One users really left behind? I mean, the new Xbox consoles are rarely available. So, I mean, they want to play this game, they can easily access the new consoles to do so. PS4 is holding back the next gen games. Have fun running that game on PS4. Cross-gen has got to go. Needs to be next gen only consoles and PC. So a lot of people are saying that hey, this needs to be on next gen only because it's kind of wild that we're almost almost 3 years into this generation at this point. And I was like, they're still making games for PS4, like this old hardware at this point. I was like, it's kind of crazy. More than likely, Sony is funding the PS4 version. Wonder if the lack of next-gen console supply would extend the last generation's life cycle. That could be the reason why they're still making games for the PS4. Good, I think it's time to push away from previous gen. There's a multitude of jokes to be said about this, but the simple fact that it's another step forward in studios' transition to the generation consoles only for Xbox is what impresses me the most. It's about time. Okay. We believe in generations. Yeah, that quote is being far from true at this point. Sony, I know you're not selling PS5 as fast as you'd like, but please stop with these cross-gen games. You're holding this generation back. The PS4 run Resident Evil 4 remake like, what is this? Sonic is about to explode. uh, Capcom looks like a company that became immune to criticism because of the reimagining of Resident Evil 2. They simply nerfed the remake of one of the greatest games of all time because of greed. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how, like, you would think you want to play this remake at the highest quality possible at this point that you possibly can. But, I don't know, it's a bizarre situation right there to play this remake on a PS4. I mean, but if you only got that, I mean, I guess you're happy about that then if you only got the PS4 at this point, so. It just is what it is at this point. I don't know when it's gonna take for these companies to actually just move on from this. I guess when the next gen systems are just really available in the stores now at this point, we might stop seeing this. But until they're like really available, I think we're gonna continue to see developers making games for last generation systems at this point, which is kind of, I don't know. I want to say it's a bad thing, but I know it's probably better for the industry. I don't know. Can't help but be incredibly disappointed anytime a title is announced as cross-gen. The PS5 has been out for almost 2 years, and it's time to bury the PS4 already. Strongly dislike the decision to go cross-gen. We need to leave the old consoles behind. Xbox One has been a milestone around the neck of game developers since its launch. Drives me nuts that Microsoft is still orienting its in-house development around it. What does that have to do? Once again, what does that have to do with either Capcom or Sony? Like, what? So if they're doing cross-gen already, I wonder, is there a way to essentially block off the original Xbox One but still release a game for Xbox One X? Am I missing something? Why do they keep talking about Xbox One? They said it's not coming to Xbox One. Like, is there really a mystery why they're not doing it? The new series, the new consoles out. Why would people want to play it on Xbox One at that point? Like, yeah, I ain't really too much to say at this point. It's kind of like beating a dead horse. I guess some people who are still on that last gen stuff will be happy about this, but it's like at this point, we kind of just need to move on. But I guess like everybody can't move on because it's probably not available where you're at. But it's just like it is kind of getting like kind of to a point where they kind of just need to say, hey, this is gonna be for next gen systems only. They're either just doing that just to make more money at this point, but it's kind of holding back this current generation at this point with the PS4 copies still being made. And people are wondering like why it's still not for Xbox One, because we're in a new system, we're in a new group of systems right now. So why don't they still make games for the last generation Xbox? So I don't know. That's all I got for this. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below about Resident Evil 4 still being made for the PS4 consoles, even when we're almost 3 years into next generation than this current generation so far. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.